Hello, good evening, and welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Iron Port is proudly brought to you in association with the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, and Ghana Link Network Services, the operators of the integrated customs management system at our ports. Our major media partner is the Business and Financial Times, and so if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired in the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to see all that happened here on the show tonight. We're also streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA Ghana. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA Ghana. On YouTube, we are at Iron Port Ghana. Well, along the line, we shall be getting interactive with you, and so if you want to send us your comments ahead of the show, the number to send the message to is our WhatsApp line, which is 0559-019-177, 0559-019-177. Indeed, at the appropriate time, we shall also activate the phone line for you to call in and contribute to the discussion tonight. My name is Kennedy Mona. We will be back shortly.
Every now and again, Goyle makes good things happen. This time, Goyle has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goyle has that sorted. Goyle, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water, or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance
for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
All right, so you're welcome back. It's now time for us to take a look at some of the happenings in the port and maritime industry in the country. And this week, the South African logistics company, TRANSNET, they basically take charge of all the ports in South Africa. The chief executive and some management members of the company paid a courtesy call on the management of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, and they are seeking collaborations between the two entities. We also had the privilege of getting the CEO to tell us about the recent cyber attack on TRANSNET, which grounded their operations for a while. Let's take a look at these stories.
The Group Chief Executive Officer of TRANSNET, Portia Debbie, says her outfit is looking forward to working more closely with the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to harness the growth potential of ports in Ghana. According to her, TRANSNET intends to partner with GPHA not only for investment opportunities in Ghana, but for Ghana to also tap into the vast opportunities in South Africa. The Group Chief Executive Officer of TRANSNET made this known when she led a 3-member delegation from the South African company to GPHA. She said her outfit was prepared to partner Ghana in its automotive drive, rail engineering industry, as well as fruit export. She added that South Africa was ready to also partner Ghana to develop its cruise industry in order to rake in the necessary revenue for the state.
We've already got 2 cruise terminals on our side. You don't have one. We might be able to work jointly on that, at least to help even with the design, location, and what are the issues you'd have to look at. But it's really important that we identify opportunities where there's a win-win for South Africa as well as for Ghana.
The Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, who received the delegation together with his management team, welcomed any partnership between TRANSNET and GPHA.
For us as a port authority, our focus will be on the port and logistics component of what TRANSNET does within the broader system of South Africa's multimodal transport logistics service offering. So we want to look at the kind of structure they have, and like they are indicating, they are more export oriented and we are import oriented. But then there's also a deliberate government policy to grow export sector in Ghana. So in so doing, if we get opportunity to work with South Africa, TRANSNET, then we'll be looking at what role the port is playing directly and indirectly in promoting the export sector.
He said Ghana's ports are well positioned to take advantage of the cruise industry in South Africa. The Chief Executive Officer of South Africa's logistics company, TRANSNET, has been detailing lessons the company learned after it was hit by a cyber attack in July this year. News of the attack and the subsequent halt of operations in South African ports made the headlines on 22nd July 2021 and forced the company to revert to manual operations for a while. Portia Debbie, CEO of the company, explained in an interview with Iron Port during the visit to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority that the immediate reaction of the company was to shut down its systems while steps were taken to identify the source of the attack.
You actually have to act fast. It's important that actually sometimes you take the dramatic action. In our case, we had to go black, which was shut down the system for a while, and that had a cost for us as a company. But we think a much smaller cost than if we'd continued to operate, because then we might have lost data and the rest and the like.
Portia Debbie urged port operators to invest in infrastructure to safeguard their operations. The Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, on his part, indicated that the Port Authority has put in place several measures to enhance business continuity.
Some effort is in place, running, and you know the nature of the IT system. There can never be a situation where you say you are fully perfect and nothing can happen to you. You can only at least minimize the effect if you are attacked, and then be able to quickly rise up and continue if you ever get your systems crashed. And I think for GPHA, we've made quite a good strides in this regard.
It's time for us to now take a look at some happenings in the port and maritime industry on the global stage.
The International Maritime Organization has failed to revise the current greenhouse gas target for 2050 to speed up the decarbonization of the global shipping industry. Further revision of the target will not take place until 2023. The IMO 77th Marine Protection Committee session met virtually and in person on November 22nd to 26th to discuss the revision of the current greenhouse gas to align with the Paris Agreement's goals, as well as midterm measures to reduce emissions. Despite widespread support for keeping warming below 1.5 degrees and for ending ship climate emissions by 2050, the IMO made no progress to agree on a new goal. MOL plans to support the development of Mauritius' blue economy after a massive oil spill by one of its chartered in-bulkers left a devastating impact on the island nation. To support Mauritius, MOL has set up a new fund designed to promote recovery and sustainability. The MOL Mauritius International Fund for Natural Environment Recovery and Sustainability will have seed capital of $4.4 million and will offer grants to firms involved in environmental protection in the highland nation. The Panama Canal Authority is said to become one of the first governmental entities in the world to charge ship owners a fee for their vessels' greenhouse gas emissions. Speaking at the Upper Latino Conference in Colombia, the Panama Canal Administrator announced that the authority is going to implement a new green vessel classification system, which would include a new greenhouse gas emissions fee. The canal has also offered a carrot incentive for green shipping in the form of a points system, allowing cleaner vessels to progress up the canal's customer rankings more quickly.
So those were some happenings in the Port and Maritime industry on the global stage. It's now time for us to zoom into our discussion tonight proper. And tonight we're taking a look at how to guarantee safety of imported, consumables during the Yuletide. We are heading towards Christmas and the New Year, and this is the time most, if you like, traders try to flood the markets with unwholesome products. They want to cash in on the festive season. And so tonight we want to assess what those that are in charge of seeing to it that we have wholesome foods on the market are doing to ensure that we don't have some of these unwholesome products flood our markets. And so we have in the studios tonight Mr. Emmanuel Yao Kwating, who is head of Import and Export Division, Control Division. Say again? Center. Oh, it's not a center. Okay. Yeah, so he's head of the... His mic is on, actually. Mr. Kwating's mic is on. I can see it from here. So, okay, so you turn it on again, yeah, right. Great. Yeah, so he's the head of the Import and Exports Control Center at the Food and Drugs Authority. And we also have in the studios Mr. Samuel Atuagre, who is the General Secretary of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. Good evening, gentlemen, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Right. So let me begin with you, Mr. Kwating, and find out what you're doing around this time. We have barely 3 weeks to hit Christmas. What are you doing to ensure that Ghanaians do not wake up to the reality of having unwholesome foods on our markets?
Yeah, we are doing a lot of things, but very few new things. All the things we do are known. But when you get to this time of the year, there is the possibility of unwholesome products getting to our market. And so FDA usually put in place a lot of measures to ensure that even if you close your eyes and go to the market, whatever you touch must be safe for your consumption. And so we have in the center, we don't do anything without our stakeholders. So we have engaged our stakeholders right from the second quarter of this year, or in preparation towards this time.
Right.
Our engagement has been to encourage our stakeholders to register. Registration is a tool that affords the regulator, FDA in this case, the opportunity to examine each product, that is coming into the country,
right,
and adjudge them safe or unsafe. Unsafe ones are not given registration numbers; they are destroyed, they are taken out of the system. But the safe ones, yes, we allow for distribution, and this we have not done in isolation. We've done with our stakeholders. We started what we called no registration, no importation, and it has gone very well.
Right.
Because of the stakeholder involvement. They bought into it. Our importers, our clearing agents, and the various associations bought into it. And so we've been able to achieve a higher success. I can say that from the last statistics I saw, about 88% of all the products that we will have on our market are absolutely safe. About 10% out of the 20 remaining are in quarantine,
right,
pending FDA's approval. It means that they came in, but we've detained them and we are working on them.
Right.
What are we doing? We are testing. We are reviewing the labels and all to make sure they are safe. When we find them safe, then we also release them into the market. So I'm saying that now more probable than any other year, you are sure to find a wholesome, a product that has been adjudged by FDA to be safe and of the right quality. Yes.
All right. So you talked about registered products and the fact that when people register, that's when you are able to guarantee that yes, their products are tested and certified or approved before. That's approval, because when it comes to certification, is the standards authority, I guess. Yes. So approved before they flood the market, they go onto the market. How are you able to identify each and every product or each and every, let's say, importer or manufacturer, so to speak, if they don't register? Are you not able to identify them, to go to them and fish them out and get them, force them to register?
See, it is prudent that you don't allow everything onto the market and then waste resources, man hours, vehicles, and chase these things on the market. And that's why, starting from the beginning of this year, we started tightening the controls at the port. We always do that, but more so this year. We have referred so many products to the registration table from the beginning of this year. And so, if, for instance, food, if it takes 2 months for your registration to go through, then from the beginning of this year, we have done a lot. Most of the products coming are now having registration numbers. And then the ICOMS also has been a big plus. On the ICOMS, we are able to track every single import. And then those that are not registered, we have enough time, because we've tracked them, push them through the registration process. For food and low-risk products, we are even able to finish their registration before they go through the customs clearance. Yes. And for those who, in the Tema and most ports in the world, there are ways and means. The ways and means. FDA has invested in a system to fish out the ways and means. The ways and means are those who dodge FDA permits. And so these products find their way onto the market. They are neither registered nor ascertained to be of the right quality. But this time, we are able to fish them out before they do. We have over 100 importers and clearing agents who have received administrative charges, punishments for trying to evade the system. So now the message has gone, and absolutely nobody is trying. So by the icons, we are able to identify every coming product. What we have done is that FDA has now brought the registration desk closer to our clients. Hitherto, we will refer them to go to Accra. And it's not easy driving all the way from Tema. But now, at Tema, you have a registration desk. Okay. So
the import and export center, is it in Tema?
It's all over the country. All the seaports, all the land ports, and Tema and airports. But the seat is at Tema. And then ICOMS against gives us an electronic system of controlling nationwide. So it's at Tema, but we control. At Tema, we are able to refer immediately those that are not registered to that desk. The law says that we should not allow them to come in. But years past, because of human face or whatever, we couldn't do that. But now we are able to do it because we are interacting with consignments earlier. The registration desk is there, we push them there. And by the time the person goes through the entire clearance system, he has some form of registration. I'm saying some form because we would have ascertained it to be safe. The quality aspects will continue testing, but the safety first, that we are sure of all the things that we are releasing. And then we have also looked at the consolidated cargo shipment. That has been a big problem. The one we call the door-to-dock, the dock-to-door. It has been a big problem. Somebody brings in a barrel load of FDA-regulated products. It has been a big problem, but now we have tightened the control there. In fact, we are having another stakeholder meeting with them next week. We want them to understand that we are not what do you call it? Hunting, witch hunting. We are not witch hunting, but we are actually trying to cure the witch of his witches. Yes, we are bringing them on board. We want them to register. We have devised a system for their registration. We did that for our friends, the supermarkets. They bring in huge number of products in a consignment.
Right.
In one consignment, you can find maybe 2,000 in different products.
Yeah.
It puts a lot of burden on FDA's registration system. But with them, we had a stakeholder meeting, and we were able to develop a system for registration. So now we have a lot of understanding.
Right.
And so nobody's hiding anything from anybody. We are transparent to them. They are transparent, and so we are able to make sure that the products they are bringing in are safe, of the right quality, and fit for human consumption. Okay. So we are doing a lot. We have close monitoring of personal effects. FDA has defined what it will accept as a personal effect.
Okay.
Few bags of rice is okay. Few cans of, but then you chance on a personal effect over there, and the definition is different.
Okay.
And you will notice that a lot proliferation of these American brands.
So what is the standard definition of the FDA of personal effect?
For instance, if you bring in rice for a personal effect, then you should have about 10 by 5 kg rice.
Okay.
For instance, is acceptable as a personal effect.
Okay.
If you have say 5 cartons by 24 of tin fish,
yes,
it's okay. But then beyond that, then you are entering into commercial quantities. These are really commercial.
Yeah.
They are the consignments that we see in the new and upcoming shops, the American shops. Those shops are competing favorably with the established supermarkets.
Okay.
And so, yes, it will be unfair that we will leave that business to go on without regulation.
Right.
We know where the products are coming from. We know the quality, and yet we have to ascertain ourselves of the quality. And so we are registering them. We have a stakeholder meeting with them again, the final stakeholder, and then the registration starts. For now, we pick samples here and there and test, but we want them to register, enter the mainstream of business, and be free. Nobody will chase them around. So yes, for Christmas, that is a major source of problem that we used to have, where people bring in all sorts of things through consolidated cargo, through personal effects, and through those things. But now we've put systems in place to tighten it, so that we don't make a mistake of allowing anything that we are not sure of the quality onto the market.
Right.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot.
Okay. All right. So let me come to you, Mr. Agri, and find out what are you doing. It is safe to say that the Yuletide or the festive season is perhaps one of your peak periods, where you people bring in a lot of consumables into the country. What are you doing as Food and Beverages Association of Ghana to ensure that your members do not bring into the country unwholesome products?
All right, thank you very much. And let me take this opportunity also to congratulate our farmers for feeding the nation and then growing a lot to make us live.
Absolutely.
And for us, what we have to do is to also supplement the gaps that we have.
Right.
Because Ghana has become a global village, part of the global village, and therefore the visitors who are coming in, we need to also get on board whatever they need, and the taste of the Ghanaian also keep on changing. Yeah. Now let me come to your question. For food safety and the quality that we expect on the market, I will tell you that our members are doing well, and therefore consumers should be rest assured. Partnering with the FDA, we are sure that whatever that is coming in is the same product that is coming in, and the quality we are sure of where it's coming from. And some of the products, perhaps what one will look at is where the product is coming, because whatever that we import into the country, we know the source, and FDA will tell you that because they know where the products are coming from, the country, the origin, the manufacturer. So some of the products, when they come in, they don't waste much time to actually accept the quality and then allow that into the market. But then also it has to go on the background of registering to ensure that we are fully in compliance with the system. But from where Mr. Kwati ended, we realized that there has been a lot of product coming into the system through other
unapproved routes,
unapproved source, and even some of them coming into the actual source. This we call them, as he said, door-to-door services, and that is where we have much problem. Because whatever that is coming in that is meant for home consumption, then it should be home consumption.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, these are the people that we see, these are the imports, that at the end of the day, you find them in certain shops being commercialized. And therefore, if these products are not registered, then of course, we have a cause to worry about its origin and where it's coming from. So that is the area that we ask the FDA to ensure that what is coming in for consumption, especially this Ulitide, we should be very vigilant in that area. Actually, sometimes we do cooperate with them. When you see something going wrong somewhere, we do give the alert for them to ensure that the proper thing is done. And the other problems that members used to face, and Mr. Kwati will bear with me, that it has not been easy.
Right.
We have people who have really registered their product, especially those who import in single items. When this product comes in, it's very easy to actually process. But when you have multiple of products that is coming in, which has been ascertained to be very safe and duly registered. Now, these products, when they come in, then you have to go through the system of ensuring that the compliance issue come in, and therefore consumers, for the importer to be able to work with the products. But unfortunately, when sometimes at the port itself, at the FDA unit, you realize that these products really have a challenge with the importer, that you are asked to produce your registered number, which you know you have already done. And if you are an importer and your product is registered and they ask you to reproduce your number, when the ICOM system itself keep on rejecting, then you ask the source where the problem is coming from. So then you have to go to the FDA and ask them that the product that I've registered and the number that has been issued, the system keep on rejecting. And when it happens like that, what it means is that you then have to pay an additional money, which sometimes if you go to the head office and the code is given to you, you pay a fee for it.
Yeah, it means you pay to the Food and Drugs Authority.
FDA, yeah.
Okay.
Now, when you go to the port, sometimes the fees are not stable, and therefore you ask yourself, how come some is paying that and some is paying this? So that is where we have a serious problem with ensuring that those numbers that are given to importers really go through the system without any problem. So if I registered my product knowing very well that is registered, and the system keep on rejecting it, which means that the interconnection with the FDA and the ICOMs is really not working to perfection as we expect. So if I have to go and pay money again to get my products cleared from the port, then of course you'll be adding costs in doing my business, and then also the delay that it will cost me in paying the demurrage of those products. So that is where we want them to at least look at the issues very well, and then where we know that this company is very good in compliance. The product that they are bringing, we know how it's coming, and we know it has been registered. And of course, sometimes you have to give it a face by allowing them to clear. But then if you insist that they have to pay such an amount before products are cleared, then of course the trust in terms of clearing from the port at the FDA angle would be a source of worry to all of us.
All right. Yeah. So you mentioned this other element of having to pay additional monies before you are able to clear your goods, and I know Mr. Kwati mentioned in his initial submission that this no registration, no importation thing had come into effect, and he described it as a success. How did you receive that particular directive or policy, and were you able to follow through with it?
It's a policy that we truly and wholeheartedly embrace with all in doing our business. This is to ensure that those who are bringing in products that has not been registered or are not in compliance fall in line with the registration, because we can't allow everything to come in just like that. So if one is very compliant with the system, then the other must also be compliant. So for us, no registration, no import was something that we say is a very good policy, and therefore our members who are really importing have no problem in dealing with that. But then, we find the problem with is the let me say those importing without registering the system. Some are even importing without having a company at all. And therefore, such people, how do you classify them to ensure that they come into compliance? So whatever that they are clearing from the port, sometimes you see the political influence also play a great role in this area, where at the dark of the night, containers are being cleared without any, when FDA is going to sleep, containers are cleared. When I come, does
that really happen?
Oh, it does happen. We know that such products are there. And therefore, when the product comes into the system, that is where you see the PMS people from the FDA department going around to ensure that these products are being are confiscated and registered. So for us, when we see those ones coming in, then of course we need to all be vigilant to ensure that such products are not outwit the eye of the authority.
So. All right. So let me come to Mr. Kwarting. He just made mention of the fact that they enter their registration numbers and the ICON system rejects them. How come?
Yes. Thank you. I agree on most of the things Mr. Agri said. A few, I will just offer a bit of clarification. But yes, the inception of the ICON system had a lot of problems. And like every IT system, it is being perfected as it matures. FDA had a meeting with the top ICON guys and customs to iron out some of these things. We noticed that a chunk of FDA regulated products, the HS codes were not loaded. Yes, so this is recently. So I'm sure what you're saying is history. A chunk was not loaded, and then FDA and ICON's customs together have been working on this thing for some time, the last month. So I believe that problem will be gone. I'll be happy that we don't see it anymore, because our main aim, FDA, is to make your business smooth.
Right.
If your business is smooth, then we get to regulate what we want.
So what it happens is that what it is that if they have paid additional monies, because by mere fact that the system rejected their
let me talk about the additional money. Yes. I think it is oversimplified. The additional money comes in when for the big supermarkets, you have about 2,000 items per consignment coming in. Okay. And if I check all the consignment item by item, in fact, the law says that every item in there must be registered.
Right.
Okay. But what usually happens is that out of, say, 2,000, then you chance on maybe 50 that are not registered. And so the 50 is blocking the permit to be approved.
Okay.
So it is the 50 that is not registered that is stopping the system from going through. Okay. If it had gone through, you have the registration numbers loaded, cleared. FDA permitting office clears it and it's gone. There's nothing like come to FDA to pay any. Right. But then if those 50 items that are not registered, we know they are coming from a good source. We know they are in good hands, and that you're going to keep it for us till our registration is finished. But it comes with an administrative charge for bringing that in. Okay, so that is the extra fee he's talking about. It's not that FDA is twisting their arm somewhere, but it's administrative fee. But because of the arrangement we have with them, we have with the big supermarket, very soon, I'll keep on saying very soon, we'll finish building the system, and they will not even have to come to FDA anymore. Because for instance, we've told them, if you are loading your container in Britain, in South Africa, wherever, if you notice that you have 50 unregistered items, quickly send that list, pictures of the packing list, of the packing list, the content and everything, the expiry date. Bring them to us. We will be able to look at it in advance. By the time your consignments hit Tema, we know all about the 50. Right. And so there's no point coming to us. We've had several meetings. We've agreed with almost all of them, and it's working. I won't mention names. It's working. So, Mr. Agri, I know for those who haven't done it, let's meet. For each, we are handling it, each company, each one on its own merit. Yeah. Because somebody's line is 5,000, another person is 1,000. We can't deal with them together. Right. So in fact, we've had one-on-one meetings, and these problems are almost a thing of the past. Okay. Maybe you are from the association.
When you have one line item, maybe 3 or 4 items in the container coming in, and the numbers are really registered. These are numbers that are supposed to work, and if it doesn't work, then we have a problem.
I've spoken about that, and the reason was because of the HS codes. For those, they were not all of them were loaded in the system.
So that shouldn't be the fault of the importer or the registrant. No. Because what happens is that if you have this system where you need to go back for a code.
A code, yes.
Definitely you know this number is supposed to work. In the FDA system, it's registered. But the icons is not picking up. So then I have to go for a code.
That will come without a fee.
But it happens that
I will look at that. It should come without a fee. If it is registered, it should come without a fee. We should facilitate the clearance without a fee. You can come through the code. But then if it's not registered, our fee schedule gives an administrative charge, okay? And then it is stratified. So we have, each company knows where he falls, and so that is what comes. But then if it is registered, it should go through the system without a hitch. Okay. And then Mr. Agri said that when FDA has gone to sleep, we have never slept. I know, I understand, I'm joking. We have never slept. Right. He means that when the port is closed, because the port, most terminals have working time.
Absolutely.
Yes. And when it is closed, maybe that's what you're talking about. If it's true and it happens, we are also very interested.
Yes.
We have, yes, sometimes we get baffled how certain things get into the market. But then if your association is offering us an idea of what is happening, we will look at that. We have a program that I must mention. FDA is visiting all warehouses. Okay, we are visiting all warehouses. That is where the products for Christmas will start from.
Absolutely, yes.
And if it starts well, then our Christmas will go well. So we are visiting all warehouses and we are checking for unwholesome and expired products. We believe that we should be able to uncover expired product that would have come to the market. And so we are, and bonded warehouses as well. We are doing that. And then temperature sensitive products is a big concern. Now the port is congested.
The port is congested?
No, I'm saying importers are saying that the market is not good. For instance, for frozen products, they are not clearing as quickly as they used to.
Okay.
And that puts these products at risk, electricity and all. And so we are very, very careful. We are giving it a close watch. We put more men there to make sure that every frozen product, chicken, beef, or whatever comes out, is wholesome and fit for human consumption. There are fruits and vegetables also coming in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder where are Ghanaian farmers? Perishables. Where are Ghanaian farmers? I really wonder. But yes, cabbage, lettuce, carrots, all these are coming in. And we are also looking at their qualities.
Right.
Yes. So yes, we are working together. All agencies in the port, we have a very good collaboration. And we are yielding.
All right. So one other issue that Mr. Agre mentioned, which is part of my questions, is the element of unapproved routes where some of these products come through. And he mentioned that, yes, that's one of the challenges they have. And that sometimes some of the products even come through the traditional source, the traditional route, the legal routes. As FDA, what are you doing to ensure that these, loopholes are plugged?
Legal routes. Okay, let me address that. That has been a big challenge. Illegal, unapproved routes.
Yes.
We've tried several things. We're still trying to engineer something to solve that problem. But Ghana has a very long borders, and most of them are porous. If I manage to land a container of, say, canned fish at a village in near Aflao, I will get people to carry head loads. By the end of the day, they would have carried half the container. Yes. We get to hear these things, but we never have real-time evidence to follow up.
Yeah.
But we know things come through the unapproved routes. The only salvation is that we have a very strong enforcement team that goes to the market to check what is there.
Right.
They pick unregistered, they pick unwholesome, they pick fake ones. But then our aim is to stop the inflows.
Okay.
But if you have, I will have to be politically correct. If you have countries around you who are nowhere near your regulatory standard, it's a big problem.
Right.
Ghana FDA is way ahead most of our neighbors. Globally, we are at level 3 and level 4. Level 4 is the highest level in the whole world. Few countries are at level 4. But FDA, some of our activities are at level 4. Almost all of them level 3. Okay, it means that WHO is asking us, how come we have these things on our market? Mr. Agri is talking about. It's coming through the unapproved routes. So we are doing everything we can to have control over the unapproved routes. We are looking at all sorts of interventions. Yeah. But if it does not come through the unapproved route and it comes through our port, the legal routes, believe me, the last year has been so, it has been successful. The last year has been successful. And I believe by next year, every single item that passes through our port would have been registered. That is the effort FDA has put in, and we are having results. So, Mr. Agri, we know it is a competition. We know it is eating into your business, and we know it is tarnishing your image. If somebody brought in unwholesome sardines, who knows who brought it? It tarnishes all sardines in Ghana. So yes, FDA, we are concerned, and we are working on it with you and with other stakeholders like the immigration, the customs, the Ghana police. I think we can tackle that problem. We are looking at it. It's on the drawing board, but it has not been easy. It's not easy.
There is also this critical issue that perhaps we need to reconsider, where we do parallel imports in this country. Now, if I bring product A, and the other person also bring the same product, they are all labeled at the same, the label, everything, the name, everything is okay. Now, if I am doing the original source and I know my product is very good, the other person, knowing that this product moves very well in the market, also goes in there and then pirates the same product in a different country and then bring them inside Ghana. Now, when the product gets to the port and it's the same agent who is clearing, that is where we have a challenge.
Right.
Sometimes you realize that that product is being cleared with your number, which has not been given to them, but then the product has been cleared into the market because they say it has already been registered. That is where we had this challenge of asking the FDA if I am customer A and I'm registering my product. Customer B must also go through the same process in registering the product. Because if my product is registered already and customer B is bringing it, where lies the challenge of ensuring that the quality, the standard, and whatever is coming in is correct?
Right.
Now, when this happened, we realize that when consumers start complaining about that particular product, then FDA will come in and look at the batches, whether it's the same batch or not. As for the supplier, what happens is that the manufacturer, when you go to him and you give him specification, that's what they do. Sometimes they also do a lot of shady deals over there, especially those who are not conforming or hiding, working under the eye of the regulators.
Yes.
So this product comes in, and then consumers start complaining. My product has been dented. You see, that's why we are asking them to ensure if we need to go back to the days of, if I bring this product, considering the number of quantities that is coming in, customer B cannot bring in the same product labeled as the same brand. You see, because the resources that are put in to ensure that this product keeps growing in the market, that customer B
has not invested
done
that much.
the same, and therefore is riding on my back to make money out of my business. So this is where we need to, the regulator have to make sure that if this product is tied to this consumer, this importer, looking at the level at which this person is, then of course this product must be with this. If I want to import, then I have to go through the customer A to ensure that whatever is coming in is coming through the same source. It doesn't come through other means. That is why we have this issue of smuggling through the unapproved source, because they know this product has a benchmark of moving into the market and really doing well. So this is another area that the
FDA should be looking at.
The FDA would need to, because these are areas that we've spoken a lot and interacted with them, but they said that no, we are only regulators, and therefore whatever comes to our table, that is.
All right, Mr. Quating is here. We'll listen to him, but let me. I want you to add up something, and that has to do with the fact. Has to do with registration. Mr. Quating seems to have painted a picture as though it's been simplified, and so you don't have issues. How difficult is it for your members to register with the FDA?
Well, you see, those who are bringing in the food and beverage products into the country, and with the system that we have in place, it will be very hard for any of them to outweigh the regulator and bring in. Because we know where they are, the regulator knows where they are, and therefore, if anything goes wrong, they know where they need to go and then fetch them. So, as for compliance level with our members, it's very high, and therefore, consumers should be rest assured if they are dealing with any of these importers. But as I said, those who are bringing in through unapproved sources, and then also for home consumption, and then it ends up into the market. That is where their business is being hurt a lot. So we are in Christmas, a lot of import will come in. That is where we need to sit up and then look at. If we need to also deploy our own men to work with them, we can do that. Give them any reports as they need it, we can do that because myself, let me say, from where I work and the importers that we know. Last week, I saw the FDA vans going around, and I thought maybe it's something that we have only few men in there going around to see what is happening. But then, when I moved, most of the places that I went, I realized that the PMS people are there.
Right.
Meaning that at this time, they've engaged more service personnel to go around to ensure that things are properly done. And therefore, members will also have to sit up and ensure that they fall in line with what is coming, so that this Christmas we don't find ourselves wanting in any way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Martin.
Thank you. I'm happy you have noticed. FDA is doing all that it takes to safeguard public health and safety. And we are happy, and we know that you are cooperating with us. Registration, we have streamlined it. We've made it so easy and cheaper. So registration, I'm sure Mr. Agri doesn't have a problem with it.
Are you satisfied with the rates they are charging for registration?
As for the cheaper, no.
All right. That is debatable. Food security, food safety, and food quality. These are the issues that we look for mostly. And from a few years ago, Mr. Agri, you agree with me that FDA, we saddled ourselves with fighting this kind of battles. I am the authorized importer. No, I am the... And we were always in the middle. I remember one case, I was summoned to court by 3 different partners. Each one, I don't know why, they gave me personal sermons.
Not FDA.
FDA. I mean, my name, I said, but it should be FDA.
Yeah.
Okay. But we saw that, and that fight was on Lucozade. Lucozade was such a hot cake. I won't mention the names of those involved. But yes, it was hot. We realized that we couldn't fight, that we couldn't do that fight and still be effective at ensuring public health and safety. And so, yes, if we can't fight, we don't have the resources. It is a legal issue. Take the person to court, fight your case in court. When you finish, come and let us regulate. And whilst we are fighting, we make sure that the product is of the right quality. I guess that's the best we can do. In fact, we've tried. I can mention brands that FDA was in the thick protecting that it belongs to this
particular person,
but it didn't work. I don't think it's a path FDA wants to go again. So, Mr. Agri, forgive us, unfortunately. And then you mentioned where people are using others' registration numbers. Yes, we sat down with ICOMS and then customs, and then now we have redesigned our registration forms at the head office. So when you do fresh registrations, you find that we are asking for your TIN number. We want to couple the TIN number with your registration number, so that if the TIN does not belong to you, the registration will not go through. We know that it's the business of some people at the port using, if you have contracted him before to clear this for you, he has all your particulars. And so he's using it for business, and we know. We've tried, we've apprehended some few people on and stopped some imports. But we believe that the solution would be linking it with your TIN number, which is unique. That will stop people from using your, what do you call it, your registration numbers. And the Import and Export Control Center now has a bigger review team for the permits. Sometimes we do even call, especially medicines. We do even call. Are you the importer of this consignment? Are you expecting a consignment of, let's say, ampicillin? It's all to make sure that the right person is importing it. And we also know that some are hiding behind, maybe I cannot mention it here, some are hiding behind some big institutions. He imports his own consignment through that institution because he has done some business for the institution before. That we are aware, and we are looking at that is these are the sources of the fake products onto the market.
Market, all right.
Okay. So if we allow that to go on, then we are hurting our own selves.
Absolutely.
So yes, your concern has come to us. We are looking at it. We will try the TIN number. I believe that can stop it.
All right. Okay, so that's Mr. Emmanuel Yao-Kwarteng. He is head of Import and Export Control Center at the Food and Drugs Authority. And we also have in the studios Mr. Samuel Atuagre, who is General Secretary of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. Tonight we are discussing how to guarantee the safety of imported consumables in the Yuletide. We have barely 3 weeks to hit Christmas, and from Christmas we are headed for the new year. And so we are trying to see what those who have been clothed with a mandate of ensuring that we consume wholesome products are doing to ensure that unwholesome products do not flood our markets in the country. We'll go for a quick break. When we bounce back, we'll continue the discussion. Please stay.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
All right, so you're welcome back. And let's do some messages now. I've been told by my producer that we can also activate the phone lines for you to call in. And the number to dial is 020-552-8353, 020-552-8353. You can call in and contribute to the discussion. Now, this one says, Ghanaian farmers should be encouraged to produce more produce to feed the supermarkets. This one is from Gladys in Kaswa. This one says, interesting discussion, Iron Port. I think the FDA should not be complacent in their effort to protect the consuming public. This one is from Ike in Tema. And we also have this one which says, what exactly are they doing at the various borders to ensure that these consumables do not pass through the said unavailable or unapproved routes? We need to know what exactly they are working on to do that. My name is Kwamena from Tema. I think this one is from you, for you, Mr. Kwarteng.
All right. You want to know exactly what we're doing? Yeah, we're doing a lot. We have opened various border offices. We are at Aflao, Puglu, Akanu, all those small land crossings, we are there. We are at Paga, we are at Elubo, and the approved routes, you see, the small entrances. But what we are talking about is where somebody takes his bath in Ghana and sleeps in Togo. That is the challenge we are talking about. And that is what I said. It's on the drawing board. We are looking at a possible solution where we may, for instance, cooperate or collaborate with, let's say, district assemblies and the rest. So yes, we have something on the table that we are looking. FDA is also looking at going to the districts,
right,
setting up offices in all the districts. And when we do that with the right resources and we are able to do that, then we'll be closer to where these activities take place. Yeah, for now we are not there, but I believe soon we will, and it will curtail some of these things.
All right. This one says, what were the outcomes of the dolphin issue some months back? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, that dolphin, where dolphins were washed ashore.
Yes.
Yes.
And some people were consuming somewhere around the western region.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the results came back that none of the fishes was poisonous.
All right. Okay, so before we come back to the dolphins issue, I understand we have to welcome Alfred from Kaswa onto the show. Good evening, sir. Alfred.
Yes, hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please shoot.
Okay. Please, my question is, I want to know from the Standards Board man.
Not standards. This is not Standards Board. This is FDA, Food and Drugs Authority.
Very good, very good. In fact, they are doing a great job. But I want to ask him this question. Besides the fantastic answers he has given, if you go on our market, in fact, there is not a single brand of rice we have here that meets their standards, if I'm not mistaken. Sample, for instance, all the 5 kg rice bags that we have, almost all of them ranges between 3.8 and 4 kg. But yet it is labeled 5 kg. What are they doing about it for us?
All right. Thank you very much, Alfred. We're grateful to you for your time. He says they are not up to 5 kg. It means they are shortchanging the consumer.
Yes.
They are not up to...
In fact, you are talking about ways and measures.
Yes.
And ways and measures are actually not...
within your domain.
Within our domain. But yes, it's a concern if it is not up to. But I don't think we know about that. If we do, we will liaise with our sister agency, Ghana Standards Authority, and we will look at it. I think that's what I can say about it, and I don't know about it.
This should be the work of Ghana Standards.
Yeah.
And therefore, when we go into the market and we see a lot of brands, he might be right that some of the 5 kg don't weigh up to the weight being preferred, and therefore it's a cheat on the consumer. It's true. Sometimes we may find such scrupulous people doing this to retailers.
Okay.
But this is a wake-up call for the Ghana Standard Authority. They need to take their gadget into the market and randomly check what is going on. Because we need to protect the consumer. You see, in this country, we are fond of putting anything anyhow into play.
Right. Let's welcome, you continue, but let's welcome Wisdom from the Volta region onto the show. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Toby, how are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing great, sir.
Fantastic. All right. Please flow.
I want to ask the Food and Drugs Authority one. Do they collaborate with environmental health and sanitation officers? Because sometimes we are seeing them too in our shops, in our stores, to check the spy products, dental products, and all those things. Since he's saying that they don't have enough officers at the district level, why can't he collaborate with the environmental health unit, since they are also in those aspects or duty,
right,
so that they can work hand in hand together, because I know that environmental officers are also doing well in that aspect. Because we can't wait for the government to come and create their office now, since the money is not, or the resources are not there. So I wish that they collaborate with the environmental health unit to carry on that aspect for them, because they are in the community, moving house to house and store to store in the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wisdom, from the Volta region. Yes. All right. Yes, it is.
Wisdom, I think that's a suggestion. And we'll look at it. Yes.
Right.
But you see, government agencies, each has its own responsibilities. And each one is looking at different angle of the same picture. Yes. Where we are looking at the quality, the safety and quality and efficacy of, say, medicines, the environmental officers may be looking at the hygiene of the place and the rest. So we are different agencies. Yes, we can collaborate to reach where we are not. And so, yes, we will look at it. It's an idea. Thank you.
All right. So you conclude your point, and I'll come back to Mr. Kwarteng. I'm so much interested in the dolphins, in the outcomes.
Okay. So, as we said...
Okay, let's pick up somebody from Sapiman, and we'll come back and then continue. Jama, yes, okay, all right. So, good evening, sir.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please shoot.
Good. Fine. Good. As you said, good evening. Good evening. Good. FDA, Ghana Standards Authority.
No, we don't have Standards Authority. We have Food and Drugs Authority.
I understand, but something was said there, and you said that we should go to the Ghana Standards Authority.
Yes.
When it comes to food.
Yes.
Ghana, something was said about weights and measures.
Yes, weight and measures. They are supposed to see that this is standard. This is the standard measurement that's on the market.
That comes in, that is not 5 kilo, and so they should wake up and do their work. Right, fine. And good.
All right. Okay. So yes, if you can reduce the volume or shut down your TV, because it seems you are listening to yourself whilst talking. Other than that,
no.
Yes.
No. Now listen carefully. So when it comes to
all right. I think that.
Okay. Fine. Are you clear now?
Yeah, we are okay now. Please go ahead.
Good. And so now, of late, I've seen something, social media about something as a product, which is ongoing. A product. They said, I don't want to mention any of the product.
Yes, please don't.
The product is by a well-known standard producer in Ghana here. Right, which is ongoing, that is fake. People are, put for the. So I don't know whether FDA are seeing that social media adverts, and so where they can go and check on and then see what is happening.
Okay, all right. So what you can do for us is to WhatsApp the name of the product to our WhatsApp line. We'll give it to Mr. Kwarteng for them to investigate, if that's okay with you. Are you fine?
Very fine.
Yes, please send the name of the product to this same WhatsApp line, our WhatsApp line, and then we'll forward it to Mr. Kwarteng. They would investigate. Thank you very much indeed, sir. All right, so...
Yes, so as I was saying, we need the Ghana standard to come into this, to ensure that weights and measures that are put in the... put on finished products into the market are really what they are. Because from the factory, everything seems okay. But then when it comes out there, whether it has been played with over time, you can't tell. So they need to go back to check all these things and to make sure that is where the regulator and the standard comes in.
Yeah.
Because the Ghana Standard Authority is supposed to ensure that whatever is coming into the market is of right quantity, is of right quality.
Yeah.
Then the regulator comes in, which is the FDA, to ensure that the standard that has been set for you, you really go by it.
Right.
the food quality that you said you have produced should be what you have produced. What you have imported should be what you have imported. So that if they are regulating, because now when you go to the system itself, you see Ghana standard and FDA doing the same thing. And we keep on saying that there should be
there seem to be some element of duplication of rules.
Come again?
There seems to be some element of duplication of rules.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's pick Linda from Elembele and welcome her to the show. Good evening, Linda.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much indeed. Please flow.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Thank you for this show. Please, I want to raise a concern of products for men.
Okay.
Like this, there is one particular product called Big Man.
Called what?
Big Man.
Big Man.
Big Man, yeah, it's a medicine for men. And you see that it cures libido, it increases high libido, it cures high blood pressure, it works.
Is that what they said the product does?
Yes, please. I have a photo of it. I have one of the products in my house now.
Okay, and so what about it?
I think when the men are buying, they buy because of the package name, Big Man. Big Man, in the sense that it's going to increase your genital organ. But then, when you read it, I don't think Food and Drugs Board have
approved it.
Yes.
No,
yes.
Mr. Quatin is shaking his head, which means they're not even aware of it.
Yeah.
Personally, I've also seen it on social media. I've seen it on social media personally, yeah.
It increases people a whole lot. And guys are taking it, and the kind of side effect they are experiencing, Charlie, we have to work.
It's terrible.
And all, yes.
Has your guy had opportunity to take it before?
A friend, and I stopped him.
Okay. Linda, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. We're grateful. Thank you. All right. So please, she mentioned the name. If it's not approved by FDA, you have to, Mr. Quatin,
Yes,
look for who those are. It's on social media. I've seen it on Facebook. So you probably search for it on Facebook and then get their contacts attached. Maybe call them and then you can start from there.
All right. I'll follow up on that.
Yes, sir.
I'll check from office if we know about it.
Right.
And then, or if we are following it up, because FDA has
a list of products you are following up on.
Yes, and we have social media watch.
Right.
That we do at the office.
Okay.
So I'm sure if you have seen it,
yes.
I'm sure maybe they've seen it and they are following up on it.
Yeah.
So I'll find out.
Right.
Maybe by the end of the program, I would have had feedback.
Right. Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. So
there was a question about producing more to feed the supermarkets.
Yes.
Now, let me say that the supermarkets are doing their bit. All the supermarkets that you see, or the retail outlets that we have in the country, are actually absorbing what is produced in Ghana to ensure. Some 2 years back, the CEO of FDA launched this Made in Ghana project.
Yeah.
And in fact, we work with them, and it has been very successful. But the problem that we have with some of the products is the quality and the presentation that it comes. Because when you bring your product and the standard doesn't meet what we need to put on the market and then sell, sometimes it becomes very difficult for them to absorb such products. If you look at the trend as it is now, the local manufacturers and the small-scale producers, when you see the product that they are producing and whoever is doing the graphics for them, I tell you, it's an excellent work that they are doing. And our products, if you look at what is being imported and what is produced locally, it can fit every or any shelf across the world. But what we want the Ghana Standard Authority to do is that people are producing and putting them on the market. Do they really meet the standard that we want? Sometimes we say yes, sometimes we say no. From where I sit, when I take any product and I look at it, almost, if I take about 7 products, 5 will be an imported product, and 2 will be a Ghanaian
locally
product.
manufactured.
Now, the Ghanaian products, if you look at the branding itself, some of them are very good, some of them too are done haphazardly.
Poorly done.
Now, this is where the Ghana Standard Authority
comes in.
Would then have to go onto the market to pick up those products, go and redesign them up to the international standard. Call the manufacturer.
Tell him this is what we want.
This is how we want it at a smaller fee, where the person can easily afford.
Absolutely.
And then they go and produce those one and put it on the market.
All right.
You will see that eventually what will happen is that when you go to the supermarket, you can't tell what is imported and you can't tell what is local.
Fantastic. All right. So let's welcome William from Takoradi onto the show. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Please flow.
I have a couple of areas for Food and Drugs Board, please.
Right.
The first one is our very own Golden Tree chocolate.
Mr. Kwating, are you taking notes?
The packaging is terrible. As soon as you open the papers, you get to the chocolate. There needs to be a safety foil or protection around it so that nobody can tamper with it. You know, when you go to the supermarket, you open the box, it should, if a seal is broken, you should know that this is tampered with, but we don't have that. And this is for years, and I've made a few noises on social media here and there, nobody picks it up. So I'm pleased that you have the gentleman in the studio.
Right.
The other one is similar. It's toothpaste. As soon as you open the carb, you're onto the toothpaste. But some of the better products from other countries, once you open the cover, you get a seal, like a foil. So again, if it's tampered with, you're going to be able to detect it.
Yeah.
An earlier caller complained about 5 kg rice not being 5 kg.
Yeah.
This is because there's no seal. So these guys can tamper with it, reduce the quantity, or even change what goes into the product.
Yeah.
How is it difficult for Food and Drugs Board to ensure from the port that all these toothpaste coming in are properly sealed or protected? And Golden Tree, I'm sure we know where the office is. Somebody walk in there and, you know, give them a knock on the head.
Right.
So they can do the right thing.
William, thank you very much indeed. We're grateful to you for your time. Yes, he mentioned a particular brand of chocolate. He mentioned toothpick, and he mentioned the rice issue raised by one of our callers earlier. His case is that there should be seals on these things so that once you pick it, you're able to assess whether or not the seal has been broken or not.
All right. I think what I will look at what you're saying. I'm not with that division, but that notwithstanding, I don't know what they have for seals and the rest.
Right.
I'll find out. But yes, some products are very well done, sealed. Others are not. Bags of rice, that would be a difficult one, sealing them. Yes, because you can just probe the side and get some quantity out. But yes, if Golden Tree, that has also come to my attention, like you said, and I know FDA was having a discussions with them. Yes, because that is so obvious.
Yeah.
I think they used to have a foil in it.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
They used to have, and now they don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes, silver
Yeah,
for something to protect.
All right, so let's pick our last caller, who is Salom from Seshi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please shoot.
Yeah, thank you very much for this wonderful program. And I can't remember his name, but the other man made a very good suggestion. That
Mr. Agre, the food and beverages.
Yes, he made a very good suggestion that I think I wanted to suggest that, but he has suggested. I want to thank him because and sometimes people have difficulty in branding. Branding their product.
Right.
If the standard authority sees such a product and see that the person is putting in an effort, I think it's prudent that they rather call the person and guide those people through so that they can also meet international standards. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I think we have barely 2 minutes to wrap up. This message says, what's the FDA doing about products, especially drinks with labels not in English? That's when you pick drinks, maybe the labeling is in some other language, not English, and so not many Ghanaians can comprehend what it is that the label is saying about the drink.
If you have come across anything like that, please let us know, because it is not acceptable. We don't allow that. The law says that it should be in English.
Right.
So that you can know what you're taking.
Absolutely.
Yes. And that is the difficulty with the door-to-door that I'm talking about. Anything comes in through that side.
Right.
So if you have found it, please let us know.
All right.
And we
so
will
in 30 seconds, dolphins.
Our dolphins came in, and it became a huge FDA, Ministry of Agri, Food Research. All of us came in and investigated, tested, and found that the dolphins were not poisonous. Two, they came there because of changes, global warming. They were disorientated, and they came on shore and got trapped.
Okay.
So it wasn't anything untoward. And so it was good that we didn't allow everybody to eat. But those who ate it, nothing will happen to them.
All right. Thank you very much indeed. This is where we draw the curtain on this week's edition of Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Remember, we're discussing how to ensure the safety of imported products during this Yuletide. We've been speaking to Mr. Emmanuel Yakwating, who is the head of Imports and Exports Control Center at the Food and Drugs Authority, and Mr. Samuel Atuagre, General Secretary, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. My name is Kennedy Mon. I would like to say a big thanks to our sponsors, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, and Ghana Link Network Services, the operators of the integrated customs management system at the port. Remember, the abridged version of Iron Port is aired on Ghana Television every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Thank you very much indeed for watching. God willing, next week we shall meet again. Enjoy a super week ahead and have a super evening.